Hello guys, I just quickly wanted to jump on here and talk about this book. So I read Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Given, and oh my god, this was an experience. I literally started and finished this book in one sitting. It's 220 pages, but in saying that, like, there's a lot of illustrations, there's a lot of quotes, that kind of thing. So it wasn't like an intense 220 pages, if that makes sense. This book covers topics like feminism, racism, relationships, friendships. It just covers so much, and I think it's a really important read. So on the back we've got a photo of the author and then like a little blurb, and I love how it says this on the bottom. It says, warning, contains explicit content and a load of uncomfortable truths, because this book does really focus on things that you might not have thought about, or you might sort of choose not to think about, if that makes sense. A lot of the things it discusses can be very confronting, especially regarding our attitudes and behaviors. Sometimes we don't like to be told that what we do is incorrect or is wrong, but as Florence mentions in the book, like, that's all part of growth, and we can only become better humans by understanding what we've done wrong and moving forward from it. I really connected with a lot of things in this book, and there was also things that I saw in this book that I knew a lot of people I know would benefit from if they had read this. It could have saved them a lot of heartbreak, a lot of hurt, if they had sort of had this kind of guide to life, I guess. It was honestly like you were sitting down with a big sister and they were just, you know, giving you like a life talk. And it's definitely for that reason that I reckon every like 18-year-old girl should have to read this. Like, once you're 18, read this book and then progress forward. You would save yourself so much time with wasted friendships, with wasted boyfriends. Like, honestly, it's a super important read, and I'm glad that I read it. Now, there is some controversy at the moment regarding like plagiarism of like a more diverse author. I honestly read this book because my friend bought it and I was picking it up for her, and she was like, you know, read it before you give it to me if you want, whatever. So I was like, sure, I'll pick it up. I didn't like seek it out myself. The other book is What a Time to Be Alone by Chidera Eguru. Apparently it covers a lot of the same sort of concepts, so I would definitely be interested to read that. I'm also always trying to read from more diverse authors, so I love that there is another book out there, but definitely in light of all that controversy, I would recommend reading the other book first and then Florence's book after that. But yeah, I highly recommend. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and like I said, I think it's a super important book, and that's why I wanted to jump on here and say something about it. You'll definitely see this book on my Instagram. It's very photogenic as well. But yeah, I don't know if this is like going to be part of a vlog or something, but I will say bye for now, and I will see you guys soon. Hello guys, I'm just here with a little reading update for you. So my current physical read is Maggie McCormack and the Witch's Wheel. I'm actually reading this as part of the MLC tour for the book, so you can follow along with that on my Instagram. I will leave my handle just here for you. But that's super exciting. My day is Christmas Eve, so my review of the book will be up then. I'm currently about halfway through. Let me just check. Yeah, like literally about halfway, so not much to go. I'll definitely have it finished by my date though. By Christmas Eve it will definitely be done. I also finished an audiobook today, so I just wanted to share that. I read Tiny Pretty Things, if you can see it on my app. I did not read Crescent City though. That is there, but I did not read it. It was really, really good. It did feel quite long. Like, I don't know if it was just because I didn't listen to it on the faster speed, but it did seem to go for quite a while. But it definitely was good, but it was definitely worth it. Like, it was a really fun read. Basically, it's set in a ballet school, and the main girl who sort of gets all the roles is like the queen bee of the school. Basically, she sort of gets overtaken by a darker skinned girl. It was actually a book that was like filled with representation. Like, there's an Asian character, there's an Asian mean character, there's an Asian boyfriend, and the characters were all super like well thought of and well thought through. Like, they were very 3D. It wasn't just like, oh, we put this character in for the sake of putting them in. Like, no, everybody had a role and everyone was like really well developed. But basically we follow pretty much 4 to 5 characters who each have their own narrator, which I absolutely loved. And we follow them through the ballet school and just seeing how things change with this new addition to the crew. There's a lot of bitchiness, there's a lot of pranking, it can get like quite deadly in this school as well, but that definitely makes it super fun to read about and like super engaging the entire way through. I was also like halfway through the book when I learned that it was going to be a Netflix show, so I'm super pumped for that. I think it will be amazing. And I did notice that the sequel is available on my app as an ebook, so I'll definitely be checking that out. I'm very keen to see like how it wraps up. Even though the book finished, like, we didn't really get any answers, like, and the final scene, like, if you've read this book then you know, but like the final scene was like even crazier. You're like, oh my god, like, what? So I'm definitely keen to continue with it. I'm not that great at reading ebooks. Like, I often get distracted if I'm trying to read them on my phone, and like if I have them on my computer then I just never read them. But because I'm so invested in this story, I really hope that I'm going to follow through. My rating for that as well was a 5 out of 5. Like, I absolutely loved it. I was hooked the entire way through, so that's what really makes a 5-star for me. Like, if I am engaged the entire way through, then yeah, it's a 5. But because I finished that one, I had to pick up a new audiobook. I love listening to them like in the car on the way to work, sometimes at the gym, like it depends what I'm doing. But I decided to go with Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. So that's the cover there. It's very interesting so far. This book's also written sort of like poetry, so it's very different. It is read by the author, which I'm really enjoying. And I think when it is something like poetry, which is very like personal, I think it is nice to have it read by the author. So this story follows 2 girls who find out when their father dies that they are sisters. They find out about each other, and that's a very interesting concept to me. I'm really liking it so far, and again, it is a book with a lot of different representation than I'm used to, so it's definitely very eye-opening and it's definitely very different to anything I've read before. I'm only about like 15% through on that, so I don't really have too much else to say. But I am enjoying it and I am going to be continuing with it. My goal right now is to read a bit more of Maggie McCormack. I want to power through it like quite soon, just so I've got time to like really think hard about my review and really write a good one. So I'm going to leave this reading update here for now, and I will update you guys soon.